Coming up on Greater Life Today with Pastor Netha D. Bell.
Jesus. See, what brings promotion is a fixer of problems. And a lot of times God will put you in a problematic situation because you have a difference that can fix the situation. But because you don't grab hold of, embrace your unique difference, you become part of the situation.
You're watching Greater Life Today with Pastor Netha D. Bell. Today's message is entitled, Your Difference is Your Gift. Grab your pen and your paper. Let's go into the sanctuary to hear part 2 of this powerful message with Pastor Netha D. Bell. For verse 4 says, just as our bodies have many parts, and each part has a special function. And I'm not just talking about the body, but I'm asking you to put in front of you your family and put in front of you your home. And each body, each home has many parts. And each part has a special function. So it is with Christ, the body. We are part of one body, one family, one church, one kingdom. And we all belong to each other. Verse 6, in his grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prophesy, speak out as much faith as God has given you. And if he has given you the gift of serving others, then serve them well. If you are a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, then be encouraging. And if it is to give, then give generously. But if God has given you the gift to be a leader, leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously at a household. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, do it gladly. And I want to minister around a title. And the Lord laid this on my heart, and I'm coming for every person under the sound of my voice. I'm not speaking to the person next to you. I'm not speaking to the person at home for you to get the message and take it to them. I'm speaking to you, and the title on this morning is, Do You Know Your Difference is Your Gift? Your difference is your gift. So when the human nature of being sane rises up in you, you got to know you was born on a labor table that says you're fearfully, wonderfully made. You are unique craftsmen of God, craftsmanship of God. So you can't look like them even if you wanted to. He said that's why your fingerprint is distinctly different. That's just a hint that I created you to be different. See, Joseph knew his difference from his brothers. And in due time, through hell and high water, the valley, the pit, in due time, his difference brought promotion. And since we know that and we can shake our head about Joseph, I come to sit on top of Romans 2:11 and says, God is no respecter of persons. So what does that mean, preacher? So that means there is a difference in you. But my question is, will you dare to be different? Oh.
There's a difference in you. But I speak to each and every one of you under the sound of my voice. Will you actually take on the challenge to dare to be different? See, if you have a dream in your heart, the only way to turn it into reality is to do something different. For if you want some type of change in your life, then you have to change, watch this, the way you approach things. What do you mean, preacher? If you want something different, you got to approach situations differently. You got to approach different people. You got to think differently. You got to act differently. Because if you keep doing and thinking what everybody else is doing and thinking, you're going to continue to get what everybody else already has. Oh my God. And sometimes when I look at people, I don't want none of that. Look, I look at somebody else. See, I don't want no parts of brokenness. I don't know about you. I don't want no parts of being small. Some people are content in being small. This thing keeps me up at night, and I change my approach. I make myself flexible. I don't know about you, but I guess I ain't comfortable with not getting invited to business meetings when it comes to the kingdom. When the rich people having meetings, some people comfortable sitting at the kids' table. I want to sit at the grown-up table. I want to be a part of the millionaires club. And so God is saying, if you want that, you got to think different, act different, and surround yourself with different. Meaning what? When you, listen, church, when you're trying to be like someone else, you are actually denying. When you are trying to be like him, or you are trying to be like her, you are denying your very reality of who you are. And it hinders the gifts that are uniquely yours when you try to emulate the boss. Jesus. You hinder your gifting to take the boss job. Jesus. See, what brings promotion is a fixer of problems. And a lot of times God will put you in a problematic situation because you have a difference that can fix the situation. But because you don't grab hold of, embrace your unique difference, you become part of the situation. God says when you try to act like them and talk like them and preach like them and pray like them and walk like them and spin like them and think like them and decide like them, you actually deny the very essence of you. That when you look in the mirror, you hate you, and that ain't even you. That's a mirror reflection of all of them you try to be like. Jesus. And then you look up 40, 30, 50 years old and say, what have I done? God turned the page. And he says, I can keep turning the page, but if you don't embrace the difference in you, when I write, you're going to rewrite. Rated version of somebody else. What's the point of being a knockoff? I don't know about you. If you're going to buy me a ring, I don't know who that's for. I'd rather have a small diamond than a big fat fake. Because a small diamond in time increases in value as opposed to being worthless counterfeit. They can't be used to do nothing. See, in order to build your dream, in order to build your home, in order to build your family, that uniqueness that is only yours, I dare you to be different. Tap yourself and say, I got to be different. Whew. So somebody is saying, preacher, how do I be different? How do I kickstart this transformation? And before I get out of the way, I got 3 things that's going to help you this week to be different. Because your difference is where your future is. Do you know your difference is where your wealth is? People only let listen, let me tell you, decision makers only let different people sit at the table because they want to hear something different than what they already know. Jesus. Let me tell you about boss people. Whenever they're building a team, they don't want a team that sit around them, that look like them and think like them. They say, I need diversity. Sitting at the table with me, I heard somebody say they was at a table of TD Jakes, and Jakes told them, y'all only going to sit at this table until I learn everything you know, and then I don't need you. Wow. Somebody would get offended. But he says time is money and money is time. In order to have seats at tables, you got to be able to sit at that table and compliment with your difference and let nobody mute your voice. You may be the only one at the table that says, it is time for us to go. How do I kickstart the transformation? To be different, listen to this. You need to give yourself permission to be you. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Let me work that. To be different, somebody said, oh, my God, you think that's easy. But if you've been living long enough, you know it's not easy to just allow yourself, give yourself permission to be yourself and not be afraid that your true colors will shine. Even if you're the only one that got colors like yours. Jesus. In order to be different, you got to be able to say, I give myself permission to let my color shine even around those that don't look like me. See, when you do that, you let all of your gifts and wonders that God has waiting for you come through. You have to give yourself permission to be weird. My son all day, Mom, you so different, you so weird. And I was like, boy, you know what? Yes, I am. That's why I'm your mama. My difference is what makes me kingly unique. My difference is what causes me to shine amongst diamonds. And I give myself permission to be me. When I go into the job, I give myself, when I go home today, I give myself permission to laugh if I want to laugh, cry if I want to cry.
For Quality Child Care, a state licensed facility in the West Philadelphia area, we are here for you. We're open Monday through Friday. We accept CCIS. We provide all meals and snacks. While space lasts, call the church for more information at 215-222-GLCC. Summer Camp 2019 registration is now open. Call today. Message is entitled, Your Difference is Your Gift. Let's go back into the sanctuary.
This week I give myself permission to be myself. Number 2, to be different. Watch this. You have to, somebody say you have to, push your barriers. To be different, which is your gift. You have to push. Put your hand. Push. You have to push. Come on, let me see you do it. Push your barriers. You didn't get in the spirit. You have allowed life to box you in, and somehow you have come up with this subconscious idea that the box don't move. And some of us won't even touch the box, because it's always been a box. But I declare and I decree, if you push the barrier, here.
What do you mean, preacher? When you make it a point to start pushing, how do I push? Acting different, thinking different, being different. Watch this. Watch this. You actually give yourself permission to explore different. You didn't get that. Unless you push, you don't even know what's on the other side of the box. When you allow yourself to think differently, you give yourself permission to explore. What do you mean? See, when you push the boundaries, you remove your comfort zone and you create, watch this, an expanded horizon of the unknown, unique, and money getter. When I push the boundaries, I give myself that opportunity to say, I didn't even know that was over there. I didn't even know that's how much that costs there. I didn't even know we can go there and survive. Watch this. I didn't even know I could stay here and build a home. I didn't even know I didn't have to go. I didn't even know I had to go. Until you start allowing yourself to think different. Somebody say, I've been here 40 years. We done been here family after family. And how are you different? And if you ain't different, how do you expect to get different? Where God says your difference is your gift. Watch this. Romans 12:2, and this is what he brought us back to this morning that I tried to skip. It said, don't copy the behaviors or the cultures of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. To be different, you have to give yourself permission to be yourself. To be different, you're going to have to press the boundaries that you have put on yourself. And to be different, watch this, you're going to have to go beyond your fear. What do you mean, preacher? You're going to have to try to stop yourself from fitting into the labels of what everybody else think you should be. You should be this kind of mama. You should be this kind of daughter. You should be this kind of business person. You should be this kind of woman. You should be this kind of pastor. In order for you to get different and allow your gift, you got to stop allowing people to label you on what you should be. They don't even know who they are, to then try to define you. In order for you to be different, you have to choose. You can't define me. And I won't allow you to label me to say this is what I have to or how I have to do it. God said, what if you ain't never learned nothing? How would you do it? Then do it that way. Jesus, you didn't get that. How am I start a business? He said, stop Googling, stop YouTubing, stop asking this person. Oh, it's good and wisdom for wise counsel. But after you get that, she say, what has God said about the vision? If you don't look different, then you ain't doing a godly assignment. Because a godly assignment will take you into uncharted. Because uncharted, he says, I want you to take dominion. Somebody will get that on the way. You have to deliberately, consciously start taking steps to do things new. You have to embrace new ways of doing things, even if, I'm talking to me, not you, even if it's scary to you. You got to make yourself do new things, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if it appears to be different, even if it appears to be different, you have to. Because in order for you to get the wealth of different, you have to make a self-conscious decision to say, I'm going to force myself
to change my route because I need to see new sights. Do you understand if you go the same way home every night, you'll get home and don't even know? Watch this. If you go the same way home every day, God will tell you to go somewhere else and you'll go. You know how many times we'll be going downtown and Deke will come to the church? Because we come this way so many times that your mind get programmed, but you praying for new blessings, but going the same ways with the same people, doing the same thing, thinking the same thing. You like, God, erase my mind, get this little mess off of me. I heard it said, if you want something you never had, you got to be willing to do what? Do something you've never done. I've learned there always, here I go, let me speak to you. Visionary, chance taker. I've learned there will always be an element of risk in making a change or building a vision or a brand. Somebody don't know what I'm talking about. Whenever you're trying to build a brand, whenever you're trying to come against whatever a generational curse was on your family, there will always be an element of risk because the enemy is comfortable with having his way. He is comfortable with poverty and you being labeled with poverty. So there will be a risk to take territory or wealth. Oh my God. He is comfortable with adultery and divorce and lack and dropout. So in order to take the territory of prosperity, there will be a risk. And sometimes it requires you, watch this, whenever you get ready to do something, to forget everything you already learned. Forget what you saw them do. Forget what you heard they did. Ignore everything somebody else is telling you to do. And trust the small voice that whispers to you to say it's time to expand and it's time to grow. Now, this is not going to be for the faint of heart. Touch somebody and say you can't be chicken. Touch somebody else and say you can't be chicken now. You can't be chicken. You can't be chicken. Find somebody else and tell them you can't be scared. Come on, tell somebody else you can't be scared. You got to find somebody else. Now, in order to do this different thing, you can't be scared. You can't be chicken. You got to be bold. You got to be courageous. You got to be daring. You will have to, watch this, in order to be different, you will have to allow God to stretch you in ways that will be uncomfortable. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Now, this is not, you got to be like a slingshot. And you're going to have to allow God to stretch you. Somebody say, listen, Tori said, I want the straight hair. Then hold your ear and let the hair get straight by the heat. You want to be different? You got to allow God to stretch you. Why? Because as God is stretching you to your difference, when God releases you, all of the ground that you think somebody is covering, you're going to be done jumped over them and landed right into your destiny. Because you allowed yourself to be different and not take the walking path. You have to be comfortable with the stretching. And it may be scary at first. I'm speaking to myself. It's frightening. Because when you're stretched, you start to see things in your past. Y'all didn't get it. You didn't get it. When you go, wait. Go into me with the Spirit. Whenever he starts to stretch you, he will pull you back. And it will look like you're going backwards. It will look like you're losing footing. But when he pulls you back and you start to see all the things of the past, you start to see all of the failures. Holy Ghost speak in this building. And you start to see all of the pitfalls of the past. You start to get afraid of the dry bones. He says, take one look at it. Because the enemy you see today, you will see no more. Because when I release you, I guarantee you land indifferent. Because you allowed yourself to be stretched. It's scary, but you got to trust God. But let me add one other thing on here. You got to trust God, first and foremost, but then you got to trust yourself. See, we want to put it all on God and don't trust ourselves. Somebody told me you got to trust yourself to know the same one that made good decisions then can still make good decisions now. And the same one that fell down and got up then can fall down now and still get back up. I can have confidence in God, but you got to have confidence in yourself. Because God will come to you and say, do you want to be healed? Do you want difference? Because you just laying on that mat waiting for difference to come to you because you don't trust that you could get up. He said, get up, take that mat, and you walk with the ability that I have given you to walk. See, most people stand all over the building. We out of here. Oh, God. Most people won't take the risk. I think he took attendance today. He said, in the spirit, there's only a certain amount
that today's message was a blessing to you, so much so that you feel led to become a partner with this ministry. By sowing a financial seed, you can go out to our website, thegreaterlifechristiancenter.org, or you can use the Cash App option. We thank you in advance for your support. Pastor Bell, and it's about that time for us to get ready to go, but I wanted to personally invite you to join us this Sunday for 11 a.m. worship. It is still early enough for you to get up and get ready to meet me in the sanctuary, for the Greater Life Christian Center is a church that you can come as you are, because this is a place where strangers become family, family become disciples, and disciples change the world for Christ. We're located in West Philadelphia, 617 North 41st Street, between Lancaster and Haverford Avenue, and we would love to worship with you. Location. For more information about the ministry, visit our website, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. And you can even join us on our YouTube channel. Experience the difference at the Greater Life Christian Center Church.